Hey everybody, it's Tuesday here at KatiMorton.com, and you know what that means? That means that I'm on Tumblr, and if any of you are new, welcome. So if you're an avid Tumblr user, you can find me on there, Kati Morton, and ask your questions on Tuesdays using the hashtag KatiFAQ. So today I have 3, as well as a journal topic from Punk that's amazing, so thank you so much for that, Punk. And let's get started. First question. Hey Kati, hello. Well, howdy do to you too. So I reported abuse, but nothing was done. What should I do next? Now, I've heard from many of you that you've reported abuse and you're waiting, and you haven't heard anything, or maybe nothing was done and they chose not to move forward, and that can be really hard to deal with. So there are a couple things I want to address. The first being that if you reported abuse and it feels like nothing's happened and it's been a couple of weeks, know that it can take a while for CPS or whatever service it is in your country, state, wherever you are that manages this to do the research and do the investigation into the abuse and figure out whether or not they're going to file any charges or what's going to happen next. If you hear something happening, it's because Sean is cooking dinner. Thanks, Sean. So that's the first thing. It may take some time. Now, the second thing is that something may not happen, and it's really annoying and frustrating and makes you want to punch them in the face. But sometimes when they do their research or investigation, they decide that abuse never really happened or whatever, even though you and I both know it happened. And that's why when we go through this process, I encourage everyone out there, if you're considering going through it, if you're going through it now, if you're reporting abuse, you have reported abuse, please see a therapist. They can really help you work through the past abuse so that you can come out a survivor on the other side. It's so important that we have the support that we need when we do this, because we can't control what they do. We can't control if they're going to actually file charges or what's going to happen. We can only do what we're able to, which is report the abuse and get the support we want. So I would encourage any of you out there, please see a therapist. And if you're a survivor of sexual abuse, the Courage to Heal workbook is one of my faves. I talk about it all the time, and I would encourage you to hop online and pick that up, okay? Question number 2. Hey, Kati, can you spend too much time on recovery? I really like spending time on recovery blogs, talking to other people who are recovering, reading memoirs, and journaling. I spend most of my free time doing it. Is this helpful, or is it just another way to keep myself in the eating disorder world? How much time should I be spending doing things like that? Thanks. Now, this was a great question, because I know that the online world is kind of like a rabbit hole, and we do one thing and then we end up doing another, and then we're doing another, and we're looking at another blog, and we're on there for hours without even realizing it. And the eating disorder world is just that vast. We can get into different groups and talk with the chat with this, and get into this recovery blog and talking to this person. And so it can, take over our whole life. And I would encourage you to be very aware of it. Like this person said, you're spending most of your free time doing it. And I would definitely think that's a problem. Obviously, everyone's recovery process is different, and we're all going to need different levels of support at different times. And if you're needing extra support, I would encourage you to reach out and talk to people. But if you find your whole life being consumed with this recovery talk, and you're not moving forward, you're not re-engaging in the life you had before your eating disorder, then it might be time to reassess, and it might be time to cut back. Remember, we're not doing black and white. We're not all or nothing. I'm not going to say don't do it at all. But we may start cutting back the time we spend and just recognizing how long we're on there and what that does to us mentally. Is it keeping us stuck where we are, or is it helping us move forward? Because I think that is the clue that will help you decide on whether it's really good for you or potentially something that we should start moving away from. Okay? Question number 3. Hey, Kati, if they diagnose you with PTSD, do you ever get cured? Also, does medication help? Because I've heard that therapy is enough. Thank you. Now, PTSD means that we've had a life-threatening, potentially what we thought was a life-threatening event happen to us. It's extremely traumatizing, and we can have flashbacks, we can have panic attacks, we can start cold sweating, we can have any kind of different triggers that bring us back there, or anything can happen that kind of stirs it up in us. But can we move past it? Can we get over it? The answer is yes. Now, it's a process, and everyone's process is different, but the most pivotal part is that you're working with a therapist. Yes, medication can help with some of the symptoms of PTSD. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you're having a ton of panic attacks, there are a lot of medications out there to help with that. Or if you have really high anxiety, there are a lot of medications out there that can help with that. Depression, same story. But it's all up to you and what you want to be in your treatment team, and who you want to reach out to, and what is good for you. Now, I would encourage all of you to never say no to therapy or no to medication without actually considering it and talking to people. But therapy is the best thing, because what we really need to do is talk through what happened, work through the process and all of the different thoughts that we have and the potential beliefs that we now think about situations, about ourselves, and get us through to the other side where we're a survivor, where things can happen and we're not automatically triggered and brought back to that place. And we can all get there. It's just about you getting the support that you need and talking through the situation and your own process with someone who is a therapist, is a counselor, is a psychiatrist, who's trained to help you work through it. Okay? And I know it's annoying that that answer's not like, yes, we'll be cured. I don't really like the term cured. It's more like, yeah, we can work through it and things will get better. Okay? Now, journal topic from Punk, thank you so much, says, and this is really cool. I adapted this from an exercise I saw in a book. I found it really helpful in looking at myself more compassionately from a different perspective. I imagine you're an angel. You don't need to believe in them or anything. This is just an imagination exercise. You wake up each day in a different person's body, which you temporarily take guardianship of. Your job is to help that human in any way you can with whatever they need. You have a deep love for every human being, and you see their beauty and appreciate their true nature and efforts. When you're in their body and mind, you treat them with kindness, gentleness, and respect. How will you help and love this human that you're in today? I thought that was really cool, because sometimes we can't love on ourselves because we're too in it, but to take the perspective out and pretend that we're an angel inhabiting our own body, how can we be more kind, gentle, and respectful to ourselves? So thank you so much for that, Punk. And thank you everyone for checking out this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I've been updating my website with new t-shirts and tank tops and coffee mugs, which I'm going to order myself because I'm excited. So check it out, because I hadn't been putting a lot of effort into that, and I didn't know if any of you out there were interested. So it's on KatiMorton.com, and I will see y'all tomorrow on the website and on YouTube. So ask your questions below today's video, and I will see you then.